Hi, my name is Rodalyn, and I was adopted at birth. Um, I I've never seen my mom. I've never met my mom. I've seen my dad, and I've experienced my dad. I didn't know that I was adopted until I was about 10, and it wasn't until I asked. And when I found out that I was so bewildered and shocked that I kind of pushed it out of my memory. It wasn't until I was around 16 or so, 15, 16 or so, that age when you're, middle school, high school, and you realize that you don't really look like your adoptive parents. You're really into, your self-image and how you look and how you're portraying yourself to people. When you get into high school, everything changes pretty much. Hormones and all that stuff. And you wonder, I wondered, where do I get my looks from? Where do I get my mannerisms from? All my friends have families and moms and dads, and you go to their house and you experience their parents and how their family interacts, and then you go back to your house as an adoptive person and you realize that there is disconnection and just so much disconnection. And so, anyway, I'm making this video because when I was younger, I had no one around me to validate how I felt. Adoption in itself is already such a painful and harsh experience to deal with. And then not to have people around you to tell you, hey, what you're feeling makes sense to me. What you're feeling is perfectly normal and valid, and it makes sense. And you have every right to feel down or sad or angry or shame or, all of the list of issues that adopted people feel. There's so many misconceptions about what adoption really is. I think the adoption industry or, agencies and, people who are looking to adopt don't understand that when you're taking in an adoptive person, you are dealing with a person who has lost the most basic and fundamental primal necessity that life can give. It's your roots to the earth. It's your natural glue. It's like, it's how you are connected to this world. When you lose that, there's a lot of pain and issues that come with that. And people who adopt or people who take people in don't understand that. They think, oh, this is a gift to me. I can replace the pain, I can replace what they've lost. But just like any loss, the death of someone that you love and cherish, it takes time. It takes time to actually deal with the grief, to deal with the loss. You can't just replace, you can't just say, oh, my mother died. But I can replace this with, my friend, Jill. I can replace that. You can't just replace people who are not existent in your life anymore. And one of the things about adoptees is that we we've lost, we've experienced loss at the beginning of our life, whether it's known yet or not, whether it can actually be intellectually processed in your mind. The loss is experienced. It may not really show up in your life until later on, but there is a loss. You know, it's almost as if your body processes it inside before you can even intellectualize it. Because I've always felt something missing. Growing up, something always didn't make sense. And I didn't know it. I couldn't intellectualize it, but I felt it inside. I felt it in my body. And when I was 15 or 16, then it began to actualize. Then I began to really realize, okay, this is the feeling. It's making sense now. I have grown so much, and this is all that this video is about. I just want to say that if you are an adopted person and you are watching this video right now, that there is hope, that you can overcome. And it's not even overcoming, because I don't think this is something that you can just overcome. It's not something that you can just, get over. That's what everybody around you is going to say. Oh, get over it. You're so lucky. You're so blessed to have a family. You've gained so much. How can you not be happy? And it's BS. It's BS. It's utter BS. I want to tell you today that what you feel matters. It's real. It's no less real than the sun that rises and falls and the moon. Like, what you feel is real. It's valid. I've been there. I felt it. I know what you're going through. And it's so difficult. It's such a hard road. And I wish when I was younger that I just had one person to say, I've been there. I know what you're going through. What you feel makes sense. It was almost as if no one around me could understand what it was that I was feeling. It feels like you're going crazy almost. Like, and even my adoptive parent would she was in no way, shape, or form understanding of anything that I felt. It wasn't even my adoption, but it wasn't even like the issues of my adoption. She just wasn't. She wasn't a feeling person. She wasn't one of those people who talk about their feelings and things like that. I honestly think she had issues of her own, and now that I'm older, I can look back and say that with confidence, because I almost felt like I was dealing with a kid. It's even more difficult to realize that the people that have raised you have their own issues, and they can't be there for you. But that's besides the point. That's a whole nother story. But that was really real in my life, when your adoptive parents have issues of their own. So, and that could be true for you also, and so even if your adoptive parents don't understand, the people that are supposed to be caring for you and supporting you can't support you and what really matters in your life, what you're really feeling in your life. Just know that it's real. If you feel it inside, if it's something that is, overwhelming you inside, then it has no choice but to be real. So I just want to let you know that I've been there. You're not alone. And I don't want to sound all cheesy and, it gets better. There's hope. There's a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. Or, wait, is that a light at the end of the tunnel? There's a rainbow after the storm, because I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh like that, but it's not like that. It's a really, it's draining. As you get better, it's like peeling off layers. The peeling process, like having a Band-Aid on your skin, on a sore. You have to rip back layers and layers and layers. And that initial rip hurts. But after that, there's no pain. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not going to be easy. It's initially peeling all those layers back. It's going to hurt before it feels better. And that's like with anything. I want to advise you, if there is any way, shape, or form that you can get your emotions out, if there's no one around you, if you can just write, or talk to me even, but get those emotions out, because it's toxic. It's toxic to keep that inside of you and to let it build up, because all of those little things, they don't go away. Nothing is wasted in the world. Nothing disappears completely. So, like in my life, I constantly had to suppress and keep everything in and in and in and in and in. And then when I'm like 21 or so, I'm left with all of this stuff inside of me that I constantly have to peel back. And I almost feel like adoption in itself is one of those things that you're just gonna have to cope with every day, like probably for the rest of your life, because to lose your family, the core, the roots of who you are, there's so many triggers, there's so many things that can trigger you. Like, I can feel like I'm over it. I can feel like, I've moved on. But honestly, I feel like it has kind of shaped the way. It shaped who I am. It cannot not shape who I am when it has to do with something so primal. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when I have kids, I'm going to go back and think, like, oh my God. Like, there's constantly things in my life where I have to, just come back inside of me and, cope and realize that it's okay, that I can keep going. There's so many things, there's so many experiences in my life, even when in my relationship that I am in now, attachment, and attaching to my partner and feeling, that secure attachment and not feeling like, oh, I want to run away, or, being too clingy or things like that. These are things that affect your life, and it affects your life always. But I just want to tell you that what you feel is real. I'm here for you if you need me. It's probably going to be posted on my Facebook, so message me if you want to talk to me and things like that. I love you, and I'm probably going to make more videos. I'm sorry if I sounded like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just blabbing off at the mouth, and I don't know where I'm going with this. This is my first video, but it will get better. But yeah, I'm here for you. It gets better. Just love yourself, be kind, be gentle, be patient. When you've lost so much, you have to be on your side. You can't let this make you stray away from yourself. You have to be on your side. And you know, dealing with depression, anxiety, all of these emotions inside that stem from being adopted. It takes even more patience and even more kindness and even more gentleness. You know, sometimes you feel like you want to beat yourself up because you're feeling this way, but you don't have to. You know, that's how you heal. You have to go through these things, unfortunately, sometimes to heal. You know, it's our healing mechanisms. I feel like depression is a time, you know, to really come inside of yourself and understand yourself better. Or anxiety, noticing, you know, when do you feel this way, or when do you feel triggered, and just being kind and gentle with yourself, because no one is going to be on your side stronger and more powerful than you can be. You have to be on your side. Love yourself. Please, please. You're so strong. Always remember that. You're so, so, so strong. Stronger than you even think. And it's a miracle that you're here. It's a miracle that you're alive. Treat every day as a miracle. Love you. Hope I wasn't rambling. See ya.